right, welcome back to another episode of Knicks Morning Coffee. I'm Mr. King. Y'all know my partner, Joe Cool.
What's going on?
All right, so what we're going to do today, we're going to discuss All-Star Weekend, the Knicks Goals going down the stretch, and then, of course, we have to talk about the Josh Hart effect. But before that, please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. We need y'all support. Hook the brothers up. So, yeah, last night, man, that was, it all started with All-Star Weekend started Friday. You know, with the Rising Stars game. And that kicked off to me pretty good. I didn't get to see all of it, but I did get to see enough of our boy. And Grimes, you know, he did his thing.
Yeah, he was going off. Really, he probably should have just won it. They should have just gave him MVP even though his team lost.
I mean, you know, 14 points, 13 points. I mean, the best part for me was, one, it was nice for them to select him. But to see him going off with his peers, that, you know, that made me feel good. Just to know that the other guys was rooting for him. And even though it's a pickup game, a lot of them guys probably remember him and they know they can't stop him. So that just made me feel like, of course, we take it back to our coach, that, you know, it proves that if Tibbs wanted to, you know, you put his plays in, call his number on a consistent basis, that he got star qualities.
Yeah.
You know, so that it just a good feeling just knowing, because I know we should do more for him, because again, he's a major piece that was left out of the Donovan Mitchell trade or non-trade. So nobody's never gonna forget that. So let's okay, he can grow, but the things he do and the skills he got, we can use them right now.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that part with Tibbs. It's not enough just to praise him. You know, get a man his flowers, call his number multiple times.
Right.
Because he proved that he can get it done, you know, pretty much anywhere on the court. You know, and then the rest of the All-Star Saturday night, the drills contest was all right.
Yeah,
you know,
I didn't like that one.
Yeah, I mean that was nothing to get up about. But the 3-point contest had some flair to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So.
Yeah, it was all right too.
Yeah, I mean that was good to see. If like that again, Grimes should have maybe been put in for us instead of Randall. So when the NBA made that call, I don't know if they was trying to add some star power, you know, to it. But some good shooters was in there, and then it was good to see Dame. You know, we didn't pick him. Well, you picked him.
Yeah, I picked him.
I ain't pick him. I ain't picked Julius neither, so I ain't crazy.
Nah, he picked the Pacer.
No, I had to, because that's normally people that win that are standstill shooters. And Halliburton is a standstill shooter. So I was just trying to, and then he started out, made me look good, you know, all of a sudden. Yeah. And then
he ain't clutch.
Yeah, but even guys like Herder and them, who I was thinking about picking, you know, there's some good shooters, but a bunch of jump shooters was in this contest.
Well, Dame, I don't know if it's like he's a straight jump shooter, but I think he's situational. I don't even know what the word will be for it, because with the starry range, that was the Dame range, right?
Yeah.
Or the Curry range. So he's used to that.
Yeah. So that was all right. That was cool. And then of course we had our boy in the dunk contest. I thought Jericho was gonna bring something.
Nah, I told you he wasn't.
Because when they talked about how his favorite dunker that he tried to always emulate as a kid was Dominique Wilkins. So Dominique do the twist and turns. So I said, okay, maybe he gonna bring some twist and turns and some real flair to it.
Listen, the dunks he chose wasn't bad. The order, we was talking about the order he did them was wrong. And he don't bring no flair after the dunk.
Yeah.
I told you he's gonna be like Game.
Yeah.
Like, he's gonna
But none of them brought flair, afterwards. None of them did.
He was just gonna slow down. He wasn't gonna smile. He ain't smile. He pointed at the paper. I'm like, he ain't do nothing.
The paper he could barely open. That was funny though.
I thought he was gonna snatch the paper off and dunk. I don't know what I thought he was gonna do.
Yeah, we just talking about it earlier. They got to do something where, like Ja Morant, and it shouldn't be something where you got to add more money to it. You know, these guys got to get in the dunk contest. The shooters got to get in the 3-point contest. Even the skills challenge, the ball handlers, and because it used to be like that, and then it made it even more exciting. Not to say you have to be a big name person, but you should be really skilled at what you're doing to draw that effect. Because when you lose All-Star Saturday night, when that get boring, now then the NBA's in trouble. You know, because that leads up to going down the stretch for the playoffs. So, they need to do something to try to convince these guys. But I don't think it's like adding more money to the pot. Michael Jordan and Vince Carter and all, they ain't get more money. They got whatever they was supposed to get and then let it be. But the fans deserve to have the best dunkers out there, and at least 2 star power players.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the league is just, I don't know. Like, I was trying to think of what we were talking about before we started about Dominique Wilkins. They were also not only the best dunkers, they were the stars.
Yeah, the faces of the league. Yeah.
So now, our best players aren't the best dunkers or aren't the best shooters unless you're going to put Steph Curry in the 3-point contest every year. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to put, like, the best dunkers.
Yeah, but why not? Until somebody knock you off. Larry Bird and them, they jumped in there. I'm a shooter. I want to show people who the best shooter is. Michael Jordan, Dominique, I'm the dunker. I'm going to let everybody know who the dunkers are. They get up in there until you knock me off. Dame said that's it for him. He got 3. But again, let somebody knock you off.
Yeah, that's what I would have kept doing.
Yeah, shoot. All right, so we're going to just jump right into the Knicks. And what can we look for the second half of the season? Now, right now, we are 33-27. We're in 6th place by half a game over the Heat. We're 2 games out of 5th place. We're 4.5 games out of 4th place. So with 22 games remaining, what could be our goals? Could it be to hang on to that 6th seed?
No, go for the 4th.
Or, go for the 4th. Or even things like try to just keep trying to gel before the playoffs, because if you do get knocked out of the 6th seed, then you got to do the play-in. And the more you gel, the better chance you got in the play-in, if it gets to that.
I mean, the more you gel, you should be on your way to, because it still looks like with the Knicks, teams got to play us hard. So it's not going to be easy for us. You know what I mean? And you might as well just try to beat those, because you can. You showed in these last couple of games that you can definitely beat all these teams, especially with Hart coming in the fold.
Well, if you look, because look at this. If you don't look at the schedule, then you could say, okay, we could do it individually, because you proved you could beat anybody when you're on top of your game. But now, how far-fetched is this? With the way we playing, could the Knicks, right, with 22 games to go, could the Knicks be a 50-win season?
Yeah.
They would have to go 17-5. That means you would have to play every game in its own entity.
Yeah, they should be able to.
I mean, it'd be hard, but historically, in some of our years, they've gone down the stretch like 18-6, 18-8, right? So if they could duplicate that going down the stretch, but that's laser focus, then you could be a 50-win team. It's just that all these teams that you're fighting and jockeying for position, when you get down to like the last 15, those are the same guys you got to see every single night. And I know in the next 10, 15 days, we got a game almost every other day. So you got a chance to, coming out of the break, you got a chance to pile up, a whole lot of wins if you come back locked in.
Well, so as long as Brunson come in with that attitude that he had going into the AllStar break, that like it's almost like we not losing these games. Like you can see it on his face and him being like he's vocal. That like we not losing these games.
Yeah, when he jumped up and down on somebody.
Yeah, when Randall could stay consistent, that was a plus. Hart coming off the bench, I'd rather him just keep coming off the bench. Grimes, hopefully that confidence carries over into the All-Star. And then RJ, hopefully he gets it together. Remember, he's like a late person anyway. Later in the season, he just starts playing better. Yeah,
but we way into the end of the season. So RJ definitely got to pick his game up because nobody got time. We don't got time for that. Like, they leaving you open to shoot. And the other game, he knew his shot wasn't falling, so he took it to the, he's taking it to the basket. But he got to do something to help the team offensively and not be, because you're off whatever that slump. No, we can't have it right now because we're looking at the Heat is going to stay. I think that's going to go back and forth for a while. Atlanta, they kind of dysfunctional, but they could also catch fire. And then you got Cleveland. Cleveland got better backcourt. People want to say that, but I think we should be able to play with Cleveland. You know, we should be able to catch some of them.
Well, we beat them the last game, even though I think
Yeah.
somebody didn't play. I think Donovan Mitchell didn't play.
No, Donovan played, right? It was
He played the
was it
first
the other
time, I
guy?
think.
Yeah, but still, just that
Yeah.
Donovan was new to that team too. So people can't use excuses when we get somebody that we got to wait till they. No, people coming in, hitting the ground running, and that's how we got to approach the second part of that season. But I definitely agree with you with Brunson. In a sense, as much as we need Randall, what he brings, all those different intangibles. He rebounds, he scores, he occupies defense. But we go as Brunson go, you know. And I still don't believe that that's how our team should have been made up.
I mean,
I still think Brunson should have been maybe our fourth option, but he's turned into our A or A1.
listen, it's the cards we was dealt. We didn't go out and get the actual superstar. We went out and got a player that can possibly be a superstar in the league, right? And that's what we said Randall needs. So that's what I was saying before. When I bomb on Randall, it's because they trying to make him the guy. And though he put up those numbers, it got to be easy for him. Like, it just can't be him trying to do it solely on his own.
Yeah.
The only way he's going to get those numbers if the focus is not always on him. That's the only way he's putting up the numbers. But now, because I remember you said before, you used to say that they planning for Randall. And though that is true, now I don't think they only planning for Randall because it looked like now he's wide open because they're so scared of what Brunson going to do.
Well, that's the effect of it.
Yeah,
but that's the effect of what Randall gives you.
Now, also, Quentin Grimes also being in that lineup, he takes the ball and go. So if you not ready, you trying to help them guard Brunson and Randall and try to do the double team, maybe even triple team, you can't no more. So now you got to guard Randall and Brunson, and now you got to guard Grimes, or you got to guard Hart when he comes out. You know what I mean? Like, now it's too many. So as a team and as a unit, we good. Now the problem is what Knicks fans got to wait for is if we got to get somebody, it got to be a free agent. It can't be somebody we trade for unless we trade it for people that we're not using anyway. Because if we trade all these pieces, we're not going to look the same. Quickly makes a difference. Like, they can't just leave quickly. Yeah. Like, every player we got makes a difference, whether it's big or small. Jericho. Like, even though I'll bomb on them, say, maybe they just not, this not the system for them, but you can't leave them.
Yeah.
And that's the only good thing. That's the very good thing about the Knicks. You cannot leave these players alone. Except RJ. For some reason why it's not translating sometimes. But if I could tell RJ anything, I'll tell you just play your strength.
Stay home.
No, stay home. Play to your strength. You know what I mean? Like, you can bully him. Just go bully him.
Yeah, bully ball.
Don't go for the foul, but
yeah,
move him out your way.
Yeah, and you do it consistently, the refs will let you get away with bullying them if you do it consistently. But if you're just picking your times to come out there every day like that, then nobody will have no problem with it.
And we want you to be a Knick. You just got to, if you do that, then they'll start saying it's a big three.
Yeah.
Because Brunson ain't going to let us fail. You know what I mean? We can see that. He getting who he want, and what he's getting treated like the star, like Antetokounmpo. Your boys and your old teammates is getting on the team, even though one just got traded. Yeah. You getting who you want. Yeah. Randall not getting who he want. You getting who you want.
Because I don't know if Randall has a choice. When they asked him about the All-Star, who he wants to play with, and he was like, LeBron. Well, he meant for the All-Star game, LeBron or Paul George. You know, and those could have been like subliminal, but like Paul George, you would have to give up too much. But Paul George on our team, the way it is, you know, we really are deadly. Yeah. You know, so again, I agree with Brunson. I agree with. I'm not necessarily saying Josh should be in the starting lineup, but he definitely needs to play with Randall and Brunson a lot because those like when he have his best moments on the court. You know, so we're gonna segue that right into the Josh Hart effect because this thing that he's doing, he came in and he changed the whole dynamic of our team. Right. You know, and I just hate to keep saying with him playing like that, and then when Mitch come back, what we could really look like defensively. Because
Mitch, the way Mitch play and the way Josh Hart is playing, it's contagious. Mitch don't let you get in the paint, and when he dunk it, Mitch get the bench up. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it don't matter what y'all say about Mitch, because I always see it online or comments. So
people hate on our boy.
Yeah, they always hating on our boy. Like, why y'all do this? Y'all know he's bringing that old school flair. Josh Hart is bringing that old school flair. When they talk about Josh Hart now, they talking about, now he was born to be a Knick.
look, he's playing like
I forgot who they compared him to.
He remind me of a young John Starks, but with even more energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he. And not only say to compare him to John's shooting, which is a streaky shooting, but when John Starks came in back in them days, he had that effect on the team. I'm gonna get up in here. I don't care who you are, Michael Jordan, Reggie Miller. I'm gonna get up in here. I'm gonna headbutt you. I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to try to knock you off your game. But I'm gonna compete, and that's where the respect factor came from. Now, Hart may not get that from our fans in terms of we knew John had to be our second and third scorer. So we're not necessarily saying Hart got to be that, but the energy he bringing to the team, it's almost like
he could score 5.
Crazy.
He could score 25.
Yeah,
no matter what the numbers are, you felt every second he was on that court.
Yeah.
Now I hope that translates into what Obi was doing when he first got to the Knicks as a rookie, because he was doing all those little intangible things, and hopefully that becomes contagious for him. Back to RJ. RJ had that New York flair at first. It just trickled down. But you can't get mad at the fans or the organization for that. The ball is in your court, because they still leave you in the starting lineup.
You got to get in the gym.
They don't sit you down like that. Like, yeah, we know this. He probably sat you down once or twice, but you still get to start. They still got faith in you. So you got to play that way. It's a family affair. You know what I mean? I'm going to say that. That's what y'all said, and that's why I'm going to stick to it. Because if it was up to me, I probably would have sat you down for a little bit and let Obi.
And Tibbs is doing that, though. Tibbs is, when he don't got it going down the stretch, Tibbs is making the change. And I ain't mad at him.
Because you got to. Because now it's going to look crazy if, like I said, that family affair is like, all right, listen, I know that shot guy.
But Jobs is on the line. When Jobs is on the line, listen, people will wake up quick. As stubborn as Tibbs is, he sees that, Josh is all over the court. And the beauty of it defensively is he anticipating. Like, if you go do this, he's anticipating what the guy gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, so moving pieces, we say he get his hands in there and get steals. That's a defender. That's the real, when you talk about a dog, that's the real type of player. Everything is a reaction. Whatever the guard make you do, the point guard turns you, I'm there. I'm there for the steal, or I'm there for the deflection. I'm even there when you're trying to pass it, down in the post. Because he sees the whole game like that defensively. But also, the beauty part with Hart is that he ain't afraid to express himself on the offensive side. Like, he get the ball. Like, it's one thing, too, with Grimes get the ball, and it's like, as soon as he get it, he jetting out. Because now he's just trying to find his lane. But, like when we saw in the Rising Stars game.
But I like it, because he was playing the same way in the Rising Stars.
But the Rising Stars game is different. No, he was setting the dribble up because he knew the ball was his. So he could take that time. He ain't got to worry about trying to pass it to somebody. I'm gonna set this guy up and then I'm gonna let it fly. He don't get to do that with us. He either got to.
I'd rather him do that. I'd rather him, but get the ball, do what you want to do, because that's what we.
Well, that's why we
need it.
That's why we supposedly had kept him. I thought, when he wasn't in the trade, in the Mitchell trade, because we see what he can do. Let him hold that ball for 5 seconds to do what he, to set his man up, whatever, because that's what the stars do. So he's capable.
Well, we not privy to what. Now that I'm understanding coaching, coaches really, it depends on what they saying. So if he's saying get the team involved or swing that ball, or it's kind of hard for you mentally, because like looking at Fournier, what was your issue that you thought you can get on the court and just start directing traffic and pointing,
they want you to shoot. Yeah,
and I want you to shoot.
Yeah.
So now Grimes does it a little bit, even though he gets it and go. Like, what is the words or the choice of words y'all using?
Well, the choice of words
feel like they gotta run the team when Brunson is there. Y'all don't.
Well, Grimes ain't trying to run the team.
Just get it and score. Like, my job is like what Melo said. My job is to score. I don't care what anything else is. I'm not trying to get 5 to 15 assists. Yeah, that's your job. Pass it to me and I get it done.
Yeah,
like.
But I think with Grimes, I think is because they all telling him to shoot, and he says it. Coaches, the players, they tell me. So I think when you talk about sacrificing for the team, his way of sacrificing for the team, okay, they really not gonna let me stand out there every time I get it and boom, 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 and go. So when I get it, I'm gone. Or if I get it real quick trigger. I think that's his way of sacrificing for the team, and hopefully it comes down to a point where we know we got to isolate him and let him do his thing.
That's what I would have said too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
so, it's not a bad thing.
Like,
it's just that he could give us more.
I feel like at the start of the game, I guess Brunson and Randall, y'all can get rolling. And I think before y'all start bringing people to the bench, let's get Grimes up.
Yeah, but that should be the pecking order.
10
Randall
times down the court. Grimes, it's your show.
Yeah,
Before
Randall should get going.
Down,
Randall should be able to get going, because he's going to occupy the defense. So I like when Randall come out aggressive. Then, because Brunson can get his anytime he want to. Yeah. Then let's focus on RJ or Grimes. It'd be nice to get both, but we got to be realistic how this NBA is now. So let's get one of them going. Grimes, to me, is better to get going because he could do more offensively. As far as shooting it, coming off pick and rolls, driving the ball, stuff like that.
Or they could do it like chess. If a team's going to put up 50 threes or plus threes a game, then maybe we should start looking for Grimes in the beginning of the game, right? If you got to get a team in foul trouble because maybe they got a center in there, then RJ, listen, get to the hole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's get them in foul trouble. And then we look more towards RJ instead. I think they need to start playing it like that.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way you're going to get them to share the ball and be comfortable.
And everybody,
so
everybody
every day's not going to be your night, but Brunson and Randall, every night should be your night. And Hart going to do what he going to do anyway.
Yeah.
But between those two players, everybody else do what they're supposed to do. Like we said, like everybody else, but to get them in the fold, you got to...
Well, that's the chess match.
You got to get them in foul trouble,
about.
So RJ, you're going to get to the basket.
Yeah, and that's what the good teams do. But we talk about this Josh Hart effect. Right now, if his play stays the way it is, and that's one thing we did say about him. Now, he's not always going to score the big points, although he is capable. Is that he is going to give us that type of energy, win or lose, every single day. And we said we needed that. We needed a guy that comes in and this is what you're going to get. Put your hard hat on, let's go. But his play affects so many guys on the team. Well, we see what it done to Deuce. All right, nobody's complaining there. Fournier and Rose, Obi, it affects RJ, and even at times IQ. Everybody, because you see how long he plays. And when Tibbs took him out the other day, he took him out. I said, damn, why is he taking him out? He sat him down for not even 2 minutes, and he brought his ass right back up in there because you see how you when you're in the game, things just flow right. So, and other guys, you just have to sit back and you got to just wait because he's seizing the opportunity. Like, look how many times when he get a rebound or a steal, he just full head of steam. Now, we know he'll pass it, but he knows he's capable of going end to end and getting a bucket because he shields it with his body, and then he has that. Right. So I like the fact that he do that.
And he turns it on and off. Like, he knows that's not his role per se. And that's the IQ of the team. Like, and we used to praise our team for that. Remember that? Like, everybody has great IQ, but now with Brunson and him in there and Grimes and now the IQ, you can really see it go up now.
Well, it helps him because he played with, like a guy was telling me the other day about he's coming in and he's almost cocky, and he's not cocky. He's coming in
confident.
He played with the 2 stars on our team. He played with them. He's buddies with one of them, meaning in Brunson. So you play with Randall, and you buddies and play with Jalen. So if the stars on your team welcome you in like that, telling you we know what you could do, you do your game and blah blah blah. The other guys don't matter. Not to say you try to, because everybody seemed to be pulling for him. I watch Deuce and them on the bench. When he comes to the huddle, everybody's pulling for him because they know him. But when the stars on your team bring you into the fold, what are the secondary guys gonna say?
And he just looks like a flat out bowler.
And he's a likable guy. Yeah, he's a likable guy. He didn't come in here to purposely step on somebody's toes.
Yeah, no.
But it's crazy. I mean, I like it.
Grimes say like he helps us win.
Yeah, I mean,
in Grimes' case, you help us win too. You know what I mean? Like without him, we probably wouldn't even be in this spot we in now. Right?
We definitely get to that. We gonna get on that one. So
we gotta give.
we gotta give
Grimes his flowers. I see the comments or whatever he said. Oh, he helps us win. Like because listen, you young.
Yeah, I mean, it ain't hurting nobody.
Yeah, it ain't hurting you. Like you playing good. Like don't.
He's there.
If it was up to me,
need him.
you staying in the starting lineup. I'll leave it how it is. That's it. Like, Hart coming off the bench is good.
Everybody will understand. If he just came in and he was just in there, just filling the spot, I could see. But again, the Josh Hart effect.
Yeah, now if Grimes was killing the other team's bench players, then I would make the switch. If Hart gonna play the same no matter he in the starting lineup or not, then I would make the switch. I'm like, listen, you killing the bench players. Well, because sometimes you got to be honest. Like, you could be good, but you're not as good as the other starters in the league.
Yeah.
If you killing the bench players, then I would make that switch.
Yeah, and most teams' bench players were starters too. So at some point,
now Hart, he looked like it don't matter where you put him, starter.
Well, the one thing I like with Tibbs,
he's 6th man of the year if he was is doing
is Tibbs is putting him. Okay, he's played with IQ. He's been on the floor with IQ, meaning Hart. He's been on the floor with Grimes. He's been on the floor with RJ. So you also finding that rhythm with the other guys. And of course, you're on the floor with Brunson. But he's just as effective when he's on the floor with those other two guys, one of those other guys on the wing. He's just as effective. So I like that Tibbs is doing that, doing that with him. But that's where he affects RJ and Obi and them guys, because now the 3, you move him to the 3 or the 2. The other night they had him handling the ball, which he's done at times. So he all over the court where you put him. He affects every player on our team except for Randall. And it also does affect Brunson, because even like the other day, you could leave Brunson out a little bit longer. Because, with this guy in the game, as he's playing, you're not going to lose nothing. You may not gain ground, but you definitely ain't losing ground. So you could buy Brunson more time without wearing him down. So that's the Josh Hart effect. And if you think even more stuff that we're not saying about Josh Hart, the effect that he has on the team, then put it in the comments. But nobody can take away from what this guy, he wasn't brought here to be a savior. He probably was brought here as a buddy. But the thing I always like is that we kept saying we need a guy that plays the same way every single day, and we didn't have one of those. He's going to play that way. He might do it where he just get 2 points, and of course he can go off for 20. But just the fact, the way he plays and the effect that he has on us.
I can't wait for the All-Star to be over so I can see what we do now.
Yeah, well, this is the question that we have to ask, because I don't think we don't own his rights. So we could possibly, because he's going to try to get paid, you could lose him in free agency this summer. Yeah, that's a possibility. Now Brunson is your guy. Leon Rose and him used to be your agent.
To be closer to home. I don't know where home is.
Home is DC. I think home is DC.
I don't think we'll lose him to the Wizards.
Home is either Philadelphia or DC.
Oh, we'll lose him to Philly.
Yeah, home is Philadelphia or DC.
Unless he don't want that smoke. I mean, but if it's hard and it's still over there, he might just bounce. But I wouldn't.
Well, with the Knicks he may go where the money go. People, you put yourself in a position to get paid. But I don't think we should lose.
Keep going. I didn't take my notes today, but how does this affect the Knicks? People getting brought out. So I know like Westbrook got brought out, a couple other people got brought out. How does it affect the Knicks? You got to do something for that small forward. If you're not going to give Obi a shot, and you're not going to have RJ step up, you got to do something with that.
Yeah,
that would make our life so much easier, especially if they can do how they did with Josh Hart and find that piece that they're going to be consistent every night at that small forward.
Yeah.
You know what I would say? Go get my favorite player, Melo, if all else fails, because he don't got to play right away. Melo just want to let him do his farewell tour.
Well, look, remember I was against it before, but I mean, and you can give him his farewell tour without even, you can bring him in next year.
I'm talking about he could decide to say, I'm just not, but at least let him be teaching the younger guys. Let him show them more moves. Hell, Brunson, even though as well as he's playing, he could probably learn some more post situations from Melo. Randall. You see, when LeBron trained with Melo for a little bit, LeBron came back a different player.
Well, I'm more inclined to seeing that now than I was a week ago when you was talking about it. Only because of the way. Now, Melo, to me, he don't fit anymore. But in a half court setting, yeah, he could get his shot and capable of making his shot.
That's all we really need.
You know, and then with a guy like what's the name behind him, with Mitchell Robinson behind him, and an active guy like Josh Hart on the other side, I could see it more now than I could before. So it wouldn't bother me as much now. Just that I would like to see his farewell tour be either you just came back for a day, because he may not be planning on retiring.
But I say that because he don't know where he's at.
He wants to play.
When you watch the interviews, he wants to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He still feel like he got some more to give to the NBA. And what you got to give might be a veteran style of play. So with a veteran style of play, that means you coming off the bench and you just producing the numbers, which you can do, because really your longevity is you could just shoot really. On this Knicks team now, what you were doing before, what you probably really we didn't want you to do, is just sit there and shoot a three all day. Now, that's all you really have to do. And if we want to get somebody in foul trouble, then we could put you back down there and see if we can get in the post.
And that's why I was shocked the Lakers didn't bring him back, because he did good for the Lakers shooting.
Like I said, Dwight Howard, so like, how does this affect the Knicks? You could have made some big moves. Go get those two guys. I guarantee. I feel like we in fourth seed. I guarantee, because as much as we like Hartenstein, he's not rim protecting, and that's what we're missing, right? And Mitch needs a little bit of that break. He's getting hurt too consistently.
That's why it'll probably be.
I don't want them to give up on him.
It would probably be Serge Ibaka before, though. It would probably be him, though, before it be Howard. Howard do bring a different intangible than Serge. Serge is, I think he got bought out or getting bought out himself.
Yeah, but
so Howard will bring that attack the rim thing, and Serge will bring that pick and pop thing. But they both would protect the rim. So yeah, either one. Again, my feeling from last week watching Hart, we won 3 games with him. We are 5 out of our last 6 games before the AllStar break. And yeah, we still could have that other fire. Preferably, though, for me, at the small forward. And I thought about that last week when you was bringing up Dwight Howard. Yeah, Dwight would bring that. When I get the ball, I'm turning into the basket.
That's what I'm saying.
He would bring that element.
And look, this is the team that Melo needed. He needed Randall. You know what I mean? Randall needs a Melo. Brunson, we can't ask for. He's like a blessing right now. Yeah. This is the team that we was missing. We didn't need no gimmicks. We didn't need Jeremy Lin trying to go off for 30 every night. We didn't need that. This is what we needed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we got it. And Mitch was there, I think, towards the end of Melo's, right?
No, he was Porzingis, remember?
It was Porzingis. Mitch wasn't there, though? Porzingis, Mitch. Because we drafted Mitch.
But we didn't have them together. We didn't have Mitch and Porzingis together.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna end it talking about our Knicks player profile for today. And today we chose Deuce McBride. And his profile to me is, okay, they got him, had 6'1", 2021 second round draft pick, 3.4 points per game, 0.9 rebounds, 1.2 assists. Now, his stats are deceiving, not only because of, his stats are deceiving not only because we brought in Josh Hart, but because he has an effect that he brought to the team also. That ball hawking, spreading the floor, getting into the lane. He also had, his stats don't show everything that he did for us on the New York Knicks. And if you don't bring in Josh Hart, we're still very, very satisfied with McBride's play.
Right.
So only thing I think with us is that we have to make sure we let him know that he's valuable to our team, and that even somewhere in the playoffs, he's gonna help us. By pressuring that ball in tight situations. Nobody likes a pesk up in your face when they're trying to bring the ball up, in crucial parts of the game. So the Knicks have to me, show him that you want him, but also invest in him.
Yeah, I think
keep him engaged on the bench. Yeah.
Yeah, keep him for what do you call it, insurance policy. Because you're probably going to buy out or get rid of D-Rose at some point, which was the bittersweet thing. Like, we wanted McBride to play, but now they're dispensing D-Rose. And they're dispensing both of them now.
Yeah,
so.
But now I'm not.
So it is what it is, but McBride got to stay. He's probably one of the players on the Knicks that's like, all right, we got him on the bench, we good. somebody go down for a hand injury or something that happens.
But that's how I still also feel though about Fournier. I feel like his shooting, if they can get in his head, we need you to shoot. Then he has a place, in these games, especially in these tight games.
Right.
But he just, when you want to get the ball and you want to put it on the floor, just shoot the ball. But I think the Knicks know the value too of McBride, and that not just what he did in college and in the G League, he's very capable, of putting up big numbers,
right,
if that's what he was called to do for us. And they know that. So if you got to still tuck him away, for this season, using him spotly, I'm fine with that, because he know that come next year too, like Grimes, it's going to be very, very hard to keep me, and keep me in these chains. You're going to have to let these players go.
Yeah.
And even if you're only going to give them 10, 15 minutes a game, you got to give them 10 real 15 minutes a game. Like, let them get in there and do what it is they do for those 15 minutes.
Right.
That's how you get the best value out of all your players. All right, so, tonight is NBA AllStar Game. So by the time y'all see this, it will be Monday morning. And we just pray that y'all will please hit that like button for us.
Hit the like
right.
and subscribe, baby. Subscribe. Come on, you rocking with us.
Hook us up.
It's all the love.
Until next time. Peace.